this little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. And if that light go out, then I'm replacing mine. I can't give up, no, I can't give in. Got so much fight within, I must win. There's no holding back, gotta go all in. 2 steps forward, no steps back, then repeat again. Sometimes you gotta let go and let God. Respect those who work hard, it's teamwork, play your part. And if you got doubt, then you're losing faith.
Hello everybody, it's your Master Motivator, Tony Miller Sr. I have a very special announcement. We did it. The book is here. Tony Miller Inspirations, TMI, have published their very first book, and it's entitled Inspiration According to TMI. It's here. We want all of you who follow us, all of you who support us, to get you a copy of this book. There are going to be instructions at the end of this video on how you can get your copy. Make sure I'm here today to talk about the foundation of relationships. Oh man, this is going to be so power-packed, but we're going to get something out of it today because I believe each and every one of us needs help in our relationship. You may have a strong relationship, but it can get stronger. You may not have a great relationship, but we're going to make it better today. So we're going to talk about the foundation of relationships. And when we talk about foundation of relationships, the first thing we got to start with is trust. Is there trust in the relationship? Yeah, if we don't have trust in our relationships, we automatically know that the relationship is not going to last. If you want a long-lasting, healthy relationship, you must have trust. Because when you have trust in your relationship, the thing that you have to understand is that trust helps your heart. Yeah, your heart is built up by the trust that you have for your partner. Your heart is not worried about anything else. It is somewhere where your heart can be comforted when you know that you have trust in that relationship. So many hearts are broken because of a lack of trust, or somebody's broken their trust. So it helps your heart. But not only does trust help your heart, it also helps your hopes. Oh man, so many of us have people in our lives that we can share our ambitions and share our dreams with, and it helps build us up. They're able to speak into us and help us achieve those goals, and help us achieve those dreams, because they help us with the hope. They trust us, we trust them, and they're going to help us with our hopes. So it helps us with our hopes, it helps us with our hearts, but then it also, great relationships helps us with our hurts. Too many of us have been hurt and our significant other hasn't been there to help us. But when you have a strong relationship, that person is supposed to be there to also help you with your hurts. They need to be there in the good days and the ups, but they also need to be there to help you in your hurts, in your downs. Yeah, so you got to have trust. But after trust, then there is love. You must have love in a relationship. And we're not talking about that high school love, that Google-eyed love. We're talking about agape love. In other words, unconditional love. That means no matter your mistakes, no matter your imperfections, I love you anyway. So and when you have that type of love, it causes certain things in your life. The first thing that it causes a strong desire. You have a strong desire to be with that person on every level. You want to be intimate with that person. You want to tell that person your secret because of your desire that was caused by the love. You have a desire to share with that person because of the strong love. But not only is there desire, but it is also dependence. Every relationship needs to know that they can depend on their significant other. Know that they've got their back in a storm. If you cannot depend on the person that you love, you're already heading in the wrong direction. So we want desire, we also want dependence, but then finally, we also want devotion. Devotion is something that people who are in love with one another share. In other words, if there is no devotion to one another, that means you've let something else in or somebody else in to take the focus off the relationship. And now you're not being able to be held accountable. So you have to be accountable when you're devoted in love. So we talked about trust, we've talked about love, and then finally you must be committed. In order for love to continue to be structured in love to last like it's supposed to last, you have to be committed to one another. If you're not committed to one another, you start the love down the wrong highway. So you got to be committed. But what is it about this commitment? First, people need to know that they can be committed to your character. Yes, so often in relationships, people change throughout the relationship without the other partner changing. Your character must stay the same. In other words, if they know that they love you and they can trust you, that means your character has stayed the same. Your character must be committed to that relationship. But not only is your character committed to that relationship, but you also must be committed to caring. If you're in a relationship with somebody that you say you love, you must care about them as well as them caring about you. It's important. It makes the relationship special. When going through hard times, you must be able to know that somebody is there caring for you. In other words, there must be a shoulder that you can cry on, or a chest that you can lay on to rest your weary heart. So you gotta have committed to character. You gotta be committed to caring. But then you also must be committed to communication. There's no sense in never talking in a relationship. You must communicate. You must be able to tell them how you feel and what's on your mind. We cannot longer play guessing games in relationship. We cannot sit there and say, you know what's on my mind. No, tell them what's on your mind. If you want your relationship to be strong, if you want your relationship to be healthy, and if you want it to last through the end of time, you've got to communicate with them. I'm talking to the women, but I'm also talking to the men. You've got to communicate with your significant other if you want to have a strong and healthy relationship. As always, remember, you can never get too much inspiration.